Hello everyone, and welcome to SWT English Learning, the place where you and I practice real English in a way that feels natural, simple, and powerful. Today, I want to talk to you about something that can truly change the way you understand English: active listening. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever listened to someone speaking English and thought, "Wow, they are talking so fast, I only caught a few words"? Or maybe you felt like you were drowning in sounds, but could not connect them into meaning. If that has happened to you, don't worry. You are not alone. Almost every learner goes through this stage. The good news is that you can improve, and the secret is not listening harder, but listening smarter. So, what exactly is active listening? Active listening means you are not just hearing sounds, you are paying attention to meaning. You are listening with your ears, but also with your brain. You are trying to connect ideas, not just words. Imagine you are in a conversation with a friend. Passive listening would be just sitting there, nodding, and maybe thinking about dinner or your phone. But active listening means you are truly focused. You want to understand the message, the feelings, the ideas behind the words. This is important because when you listen actively, you give your brain the chance to work harder and learn faster. You connect sounds to meanings. You connect expressions to emotions. Over time, you build a strong foundation that makes listening easier and more enjoyable. Now, let's go step by step through some techniques that will help you become an excellent active listener. Technique 1. Predict before you listen. Think about this like warming up before a workout. If you go running without warming up, your body feels stiff. But if you stretch first, your body is ready to move. Listening works the same way. Before you press play on a podcast, a video, or even before joining a meeting in English, take a few seconds to think, what might I hear? For example, let's say you are about to listen to something about food. Before it starts, pause and ask yourself, will they talk about cooking? Will they mention vegetables, spices, or taste words like sweet, salty, or spicy? By predicting, you are giving your brain a head start. Your mind is already looking for those words. So when you hear them, you understand faster. Here's another example. Imagine you are going to watch a video about traveling. Before you click play, think, will I hear words like airport, passport, luggage, or flight? Even if you are wrong, it doesn't matter. The goal is not to be perfect, but to prepare your brain to expect something. This mental preparation makes listening smoother and less stressful. Technique 2. Focus on the main idea. One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is trying to catch every single word. That's exhausting, and honestly, it's not necessary. When native speakers talk, they use slang, idioms, and sometimes even mumble. If you stop every time to check a dictionary, you lose the flow. Instead, train yourself to look for the main idea. Let me show you. Imagine someone says, "I didn't join the party last night because I had a splitting headache." Maybe the word splitting is new to you, but do you really need it? No, you can still understand. They didn't join the party. They had a headache. That's the reason. See, you got the message without knowing every word. Here's another one. We had some unexpected delays at the airport, but we finally reached Paris last night. Maybe delays or unexpected are new, but you understand. Something happened at the airport. It caused a problem. They arrived in Paris anyway. That's enough. You don't need perfection to understand. You need the main idea. Over time, the smaller words will become familiar naturally. This is exactly how native speakers listen in their own language too. When they hear something complicated, they don't always understand every detail. They focus on the meaning, the story, the big picture. You can train yourself to do the same.
Technique 3. Listen more than once. Think about the last time you listened to your favorite song. Did you memorize it the first time? Probably not. But after hearing it again and again, suddenly you know every line. The same rule applies to English listening. When you listen only once, your brain is busy trying to recognize the sounds. You may catch a few words, maybe the topic, but not much more. The second time you listen, your brain is more relaxed. It already knows what's coming, so you notice more details. Maybe a phrase stands out. Maybe you catch the rhythm of the speaker's voice. The third time, you might recognize an idiom or the way two words connect together. This is how deep learning happens, layer by layer. Listening is not a one-time event. It's a process. Don't be afraid to repeat. In fact, repetition is your best friend. If you want, you can try this with today's lesson itself. After listening once, play it again. Notice what you missed. Each time you repeat, your brain becomes stronger. You start recognizing sounds that used to fly past you. Confidence grows little by little. So don't worry if you don't catch everything in one go. Real progress happens through repetition.
Technique 4. Use context to guess new words. Let me ask you a question. What do you do when you hear a new word that you don't understand? Do you freeze? Do you stop listening? Many learners do exactly that, and it breaks the flow. But here's the truth. You don't always need a dictionary. You already have a powerful tool: context. Context means everything that surrounds a word. It could be the other words in the sentence, the situation, or even the speaker's tone of voice. You can use all of these clues to make a smart guess. Here's an example. Imagine someone says, "I was starving, so I ate 3 sandwiches." Maybe the word starving is new for you, but think carefully. They ate 3 sandwiches. Why would someone eat so much? Probably because they were very hungry. That's your clue. So starving must mean extremely hungry. And you're right. You just learned a new word without a dictionary. Another example. We had to cancel the picnic because it started pouring. Maybe you don't know pouring, but you know it's a picnic. You know they had to cancel it. So what could pouring mean? Rain, and not just light rain, heavy rain. Again, you guessed it correctly just from context. This is exactly how children learn words in their first language. They don't carry dictionaries everywhere. They use clues, emotions, and situations. You can do the same in English. Next time you hear a new word, don't panic. Pause and ask yourself, what's happening here? What could this word mean? You might be surprised at how often you can guess correctly. And even if you're wrong, you still keep the flow of listening, which is more important. Technique 5. Don't multitask while listening. This one is simple but powerful. Many people think they can learn English while doing something else: cooking, checking social media, or texting a friend. That sounds efficient, but it's actually slowing you down. Your brain can't give 100% attention to 2 things at once. Think about when a close friend is telling you something important. Would you scroll through your phone at the same time? Of course not. That would be rude. You give them your full attention. English deserves the same respect. Set aside 10 or 15 minutes each day just for focused listening. No distractions, no multitasking. Maybe close your eyes, or if you're watching a video, keep your eyes on the speaker. You'll notice that when you give English your full attention, you remember more, you understand more, and you enjoy the process much more. Even short, focused sessions are powerful. 10 minutes of deep, focused listening is better than 1 hour of half-distracted listening. Think of it as quality over quantity. Technique 6. Shadow what you hear. Now we come to one of the most effective techniques to improve both your listening and your speaking at the same time.
It's called shadowing. Shadowing means repeating what you hear, almost like an echo. Here's how you can try it. 1. Play a short clip in English. 2. Listen carefully once. Then play it again and try to repeat along with the speaker, copying their rhythm, tone, and pronunciation. At first, this may feel difficult. You might fall behind or miss words. That's okay. Don't worry about perfection. The goal is to train your ear and your mouth to work together. Over time, you'll notice you can keep up more easily. Why does shadowing work so well? Because it forces you to listen actively. You are not just hearing sounds, you are producing them. Your brain connects sound and meaning faster. Plus, your speaking skills improve naturally because you are practicing real English rhythm and pronunciation. If you've never tried shadowing before, start small. Take 1 or 2 sentences from a podcast or a video. Repeat them again and again until you feel comfortable. Then move on to longer clips. With practice, this will become one of your most powerful tools.
Technique 7. Listen in different situations. If you only listen to classroom English, you'll only understand classroom English. But the real world is full of different voices, speeds, and accents. That's why it's important to expose yourself to variety. Here's how you can do it. Listen to podcasts with American, British, or Australian speakers. Watch movies or TV shows from different regions. Listen to interviews where people speak quickly and also speeches where people speak slowly. At first, this might feel overwhelming, but every new voice you listen to makes your brain more flexible. You start noticing patterns, how different people pronounce the same word, or how informal conversations sound compared to formal ones. It's like training at the gym. The more variety of exercises you do, the stronger your muscles become. The more variety of English you hear, the stronger your listening skills will become. Technique 8. Visualize what you hear. Here's a powerful trick. Turn listening into a mental movie. When someone says, "Yesterday I walked along the beach and watched the sunset," don't just think of the words. Imagine the sand, the ocean, the orange sun in the sky. The clearer your mental picture, the stronger your memory and understanding. Visualization works because your brain loves images. When you combine sound with pictures in your head, the message sticks longer. Plus, it makes listening more fun. You're not just learning English, you're experiencing it. Technique 9. Practice with real-life conversations. Textbooks are good, but real-life conversations are even better. People in real life interrupt each other, change topics suddenly, and sometimes use slang. At first, this can be frustrating, but with practice, you can handle it. A simple way to practice is to listen to recorded conversations like interviews, podcasts, or even YouTube videos where two people talk naturally. Pay attention to how the speakers respond to each other. Notice the small words they use. Aha, really, you know, oh wow. These little expressions are the glue of real conversations. The more you listen to real-life talk,
the more confident you'll be when you face it yourself. Imagine being in a cafe in London or New York, chatting with someone and actually keeping up. That's possible if you prepare now. Technique 11. Short, focused, daily practice. Some learners believe they need to study English for hours every day. That's not true. In fact, shorter, focused practice often works better. Even 10 to 15 minutes of active listening can bring amazing progress if you do it every day. For example, you can listen to a short podcast every morning while drinking your tea or coffee, or you can listen to an English video during your lunch break. The key is not how long you listen, but how focused you are. Quality beats quantity. Technique 12. Mix listening with speaking. Listening and speaking go hand in hand. If you only listen, your skills grow slowly. But if you listen and then speak, even a little, you will improve faster. Try this. After listening to something in English, pause and repeat the main idea in your own words. You don't have to be perfect. Just say it out loud. For example, if you listen to a story about travel delays, you can say, "They had problems at the airport, but they reached Paris at night." This exercise strengthens your memory and gives you confidence. You are not just hearing English, you are actively using it. Technique 13. Keep a listening journal. Here's a tip that most learners never try, but it works wonders. Keep a small notebook or use your phone notes as a listening journal. Every time you listen to something in English, write down what you listened to, what the main idea was, and one or two new words or expressions. This takes just a minute, but over time, you'll have a personal record of your learning journey. Whenever you feel discouraged, look back at your journal and see how far you've come. You'll realize that your listening power has grown little by little.
Technique 14. Stay patient and positive. Finally, remember this. Listening in English is a skill, not a gift. Nobody is born understanding English. Even native speakers needed years to learn it as children. So be kind to yourself. Don't get upset if you miss words. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on progress, not perfection. Every time you listen, you are training your brain. Every time you guess a word from context, you are becoming stronger. Every time you shadow a sentence, you are building fluency. Progress may feel slow today, but if you keep going, one day you'll realize you can understand movies, podcasts, and real conversations without stress. Your next step. So, here's my challenge for you. Starting today, choose one small listening activity and do it every day for a week. Maybe it's listening to a short podcast twice. Maybe it's shadowing a video for 5 minutes. Maybe it's writing in your listening journal. At the end of the week, notice how much easier listening feels. Notice how much more confident you are. That's the power of active listening. Thank you so much for spending this time with me here on SWT English Learning. Remember, listening is not just about ears, it's about focus, imagination, and practice. Use these techniques, keep going step by step, and trust yourself. English will not stay difficult forever. With patience, practice, and a positive attitude, you will reach the level where you understand conversations, enjoy movies without subtitles, and feel proud of your progress. So, keep listening, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself. I'll see you in the next lesson.